negotiations successfully, we must address the question of why we've been unavailable, why we've been unsuccessful in getting peace. Why have successive governments, 6 prime ministers since Oslo, and before Oslo, have not been able to achieve peace with the Palestinians? I think it must be understood that this conflict predates 1967 by almost half a century. By almost half a century. It predates the settlements, although that's an issue that will have to be discussed and resolved. All these questions will be discussed. But the question we have to ask is, why did this conflict rage from 1920, when the first Palestinian Arab attacks on the Jewish immigration office in Jaffa began, till 1967? That's 47 years. What was that all about? I'll tell you what it was about. It was the fervent opposition to a Jewish state in any boundary. It didn't even exist. And once it existed, there was an attempt to put out the life, to extinguish the life of the embryonic Jewish state in the War of Independence and then in the years that followed. That was the reason. And then we vacated settlements. We left Gaza. And it still continued. And those who are firing rockets into our towns, into our villages, you ask them, well, why are you doing this? We left every square inch of Gaza. Why are you doing this? They say to liberate Palestine. And we say, you mean Judea, Samaria, the West Bank? No, they say Palestine. We mean Beersheba, Ashdod, Ashkelon, Jaffa, Palestine. That was and remains the basic problem. And Palestinian society is divided into two. Those who openly call for our destruction and use terror for that effect, and those, the other half, that refuses to confront the first half. And I say if we're going to have peace, we're going to have Palestinian leadership that faces up to this and says, we are willing to make peace with the Jewish state. We will accept the right of the Jewish people to have a nation state. That was and remains the underlying problem that makes peace elusive. I don't ask for these questions of recognition and security, and there are 19 other issues that will have to be negotiated, 21 recounted. You don't want me to itemize all of them. But they're all important. They'll all have to be negotiated. But ultimately, it is the willingness of the Palestinians to accept a Jewish state, to accept the right of the Jews to live in their ancient homeland as a sovereign people. This is the most important thing that will determine the success of our efforts. And sometimes, there's a lot of discussion, a lot of debates that don't get to the heart of the matter. This is the heart of the matter. The heart of the matter is the willingness of our neighbors to accept us as we accept them. We seek peace with all our neighbors. We seek a Middle East of peace, security, stability, prosperity. We will work to ensure it for our own state. We pray that we can achieve it with others. And I hope that they will pray that same prayer too. That's the tomorrow I wish for. That's the tomorrow I know you wish for. Everyone here, everyone, from Shimon Peres to the last guest here, and everyone who's listening to us out there. May we succeed. Toda rabah.